Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the convergence of the series related to orthonormal sequences. If we have an inner product space H and we take an orthonormal sequence EK in this Hilbert space, then the series of the form summation alpha k EK. Here alpha k's are the scalars. Such a series is convergent if there exists an element S from this Hilbert space H such that the sequence of partial sums where the partial sums are alpha 1 E1 plus alpha 2 E2 plus so on alpha and En. This partial sums sequence converges to S. This S is called the sum of the series. In terms of norm, we can say that norm of Sn minus S approaches to 0 as n approaches to infinity. So this defines the convergence of the series in that Hilbert space. Now we'll discuss the convergence of the series related to orthonormal sequence with the help of this theorem. This theorem states that if we have a orthonormal sequence EK in a Hilbert space H, then the series summation alpha k EK is convergent if and only if the series summation alpha k mod square is convergent. In the second part, we will prove that if the series summation alpha k EK converges to X, then the coefficients alpha k, these are the Fourier coefficients which are given by the inner product of the element X with members EK. Thus the corresponding sum of the series can be written as X is equal to summation, substituting the value of alpha k, which is inner product of X with EK into EK. In the third part, we will prove that for any X belonging to the Hilbert space H, the series summation alpha k EK that converges in the norm of H. So we will prove these three parts one by one. So let us prove the first part. In order to prove the first part, because we are having two series in that part, so in order to discuss their convergence, let us take their partial sums. So we have denoted Sn, the nth partial sum of the series summation alpha k EK. So by definition of partial sum, this is the sum of n terms of the series, which is alpha 1 E1 plus alpha 2 E2 and so on up to alpha and En. And the partial sum of the second series, which is summation alpha k mod square. The partial sum of this series that we have denoted by sigma n. This is the nth partial sum. So that will be the sum of first n terms, which is alpha 1 mod square plus alpha 2 mod square and so on up to alpha n mod square. Now let us consider n is greater than m and Sn minus Sm norm square. Now by definition, Sn is alpha 1 E1 plus alpha 2 E2 and so on alpha and En. Sm will be alpha 1 E1 plus alpha 2 E2 up to alpha m Em. Substituting the values of Sn and Sm here we will get alpha m plus 1 into Em plus 1 plus alpha m plus 2 into Em plus 2 and so on up to alpha and En norm square. Now we will use Pythagorean theorem, and in order to use that theorem we will have to check that these elements are pairwise orthogonal. Now so let us firstly show that the elements alpha x and alpha y, these are orthogonal if x and y are orthogonal. Now if x and y are any two elements in the Hilbert space H which are orthogonal, then their inner product will be 0. Now let us consider the inner product of alpha x and beta y. Now by using the properties of inner product, alpha is taken outside from the first argument. Inside we have inner product of x with beta y. From the second argument, if we take beta outside, that will become conjugate. So inside we have the inner product of x with y, which is 0. So we have shown that if x and y are orthogonal in Hilbert space, in that case their product with scalars that also vanishes. It means alpha x and beta y, these are orthogonal. Now we can use this result here. Here our sequence ek, that is orthonormal sequence. So we can use Pythagorean theorem for alpha in E1, alpha to E2 and so on. By using Pythagorean theorem here, we have summation alpha I ei norm square is equal to summation norm of alpha I ei square. Now from here we can write this value by using the properties of norm. Norm is absolute homogeneous. So alpha and En norm means alpha mod into En norm. So using this property in all the terms, we have Sn minus Sm norm square is equal to alpha n mod square into En norm square plus alpha n minus 1 mod square into An minus 1 norm square and so on. Last term is alpha m plus 1 mod square into em plus 1 norm square. Now because the sequence En is orthonormal sequence, norm of every element, that is 1, so these terms they will become 1. So Sn minus Sm norm square is equal to alpha m plus 1 mod square, alpha m plus 2 mod square and so on, alpha n mod square. But this is actually sigma n minus sigma m. Now we'll prove the required conditions. Now firstly let us take the series summation alpha k ek, that is convergent. Now because this series is convergent, so its sequence of partial sums that will also be convergent. Its sequence of partial sums we have denoted by Sn, so that sequence will also be convergent. Because the sequence is convergent, it means the sequence will be Cauchy sequence in the Hilbert space H. So by using the definition of Cauchy sequence, we have norm of Sn minus Sm approaches to 0 as n and m approaches to infinity. But from here we can see that Sn minus Sm norm square is equal to sigma n minus sigma m. So if this approaches to 0, this sigma n minus sigma m also approaches to 0 as nm approaches to infinity. It means sigma n is Cauchy sequence in R. Now the set of real numbers that is complete, therefore every Cauchy sequence will be convergent, therefore sigma n will be convergent. And if sigma n, now sigma n is the sequence of partial sums of this series, and if the sequence of partial sums is convergent, then the series also converges. So in the first part we have proved that if this series is convergent, then the series summation alpha k mod square, that is also convergent. Now we'll prove the converse part. Now conversely it is given that the series summation alpha k mod square is convergent, and we will prove that the series summation alpha k ek, that is convergent. Now because this series is convergent, therefore its sequence of partial sums that will also be convergent. Its sequence of partial sums is sigma n, that is convergent, therefore that will be Cauchy in R. Because this is Cauchy in R, therefore by definition sigma n minus sigma m mod approaches to 0 as n and m approaches to infinity. But sigma n minus sigma m, that is equal to Sn minus Sm norm square. So this will also approach to 0 as n and m approaches to infinity. And therefore this condition implies that the sequence Sn is Cauchy in H. Now H is Hilbert space. Hilbert space means complete inner product space. Because that is complete, therefore every Cauchy sequence in this space will be convergent. So therefore the sequence Sn, that is convergent sequence, and if the sequence is convergent, the corresponding series that will also be convergent, because the sequence Sn is the sequence of partial sums of this series. So therefore summation alpha k ek, that is also convergent in the Hilbert space H. So this completes the first part of the theorem. In the second part we are to prove that the Fourier coefficients alpha j are given by the inner product of x with ej. So in order to prove this, let us consider k less than or equal to n and fixed, and let us find the inner product of Sn with ej, where j varies from 1 to k. Let us find inner product of Sn with ej. Now by definition, Sn is alpha 1 e1 plus alpha 2 e2 and so on, alpha n en, and its inner product with ej. Now using the properties of inner product, first property we are using, that is linearity. By using the property of linearity, this will become inner product of alpha 1 E1 with Ej plus inner product of alpha 2 E2 with Ej and so on. Last is inner product of alpha n En with Ej. Now again using the property of inner product, if we take scalar outside from first argument in each of the terms, that will become alpha 1 into inner product of E1 with Ej plus alpha 2 into inner product of E2 with Ej and so on. The last term is alpha n into inner product of En with Ej. Now because the sequence Ej is orthonormal sequence, so by definition if the two suffixes will be different, the inner product of the two members of the sequence, that will be 0, and if the suffixes are same, the inner product will be 1. So here we get only one term which will be corresponding to this, and inner product of Ej with Ej, that is 1, so we are left only with alpha j. So we have obtained inner product of Sn with Ej is equal to alpha j. Now in the first part we have proved that the series summation alpha k ek, that is convergent, and now the sum of this series is x, and therefore its sequence of partial sums, that will also converge to x. Its sequence of partial sums is Sn, so Sn converges to x. Now as we already discussed, inner product is a continuous function. Therefore if Sn converges to x, inner product of Sn with Ej converges to inner product of x with Ej. Now because k is as large as possible, because n is approaching to infinity, so from here we have alpha j are given by inner product of x with Ej for every j. So this proves the second part of the theorem, in which we find the Fourier coefficients. Now in the third part we will prove that for any x belonging to H, the series summation alpha k ek, that converges in the norm of the Hilbert space H. In order to prove this part, we will use Bessel's inequality. In the Bessel's inequality, we obtained summation k varies from 1 to infinity, the square of mod of inner product of x with ek, that is less than or equal to x norm square. Now because this series contains non-negative terms, so its sequence of partial sums, that will also be monotonically increasing sequence, and that will be bounded by x norm square. So we can use monotone convergence theorem. Every monotonically increasing and bounded above sequence is convergent. So we can say that the sequence of partial sums of this series, that will be convergent. So therefore we can say the series summation alpha k mod square, that will be convergent series. This series is convergent, and therefore by the part 1 we have already discussed, if this series is convergent, then the series summation alpha k ek, that is also convergent, and this proves that the series summation alpha k ek, that is convergent in the norm of H.